What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the BallGame podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Ortiz.
Welcome back, Ortiz. It's not like you.
Happy to be here.
It's been a solid, probably 4 hours since you last seen Ortiz on this podcast. We just did our start sits for fantasy football. Go check that video out. But today we're going to talk about some NBA basketball. Probably the second podcast I think we're going to be doing since the NBA season started. So, couple important topics that we have to cover. Joel Embiid, obviously the whole 76ers situation. It's out of hand. The process may be over. I think that's just about as close to done as possible. They're 2-12 now, maybe 2-13.
Worst team in the NBA.
Worst team in the NBA by far. Man, get Tyrese Maxey out of Philly. It's just unfair that he has to deal with a dude who talks about shit on his podcast right after it happens, and a guy who doesn't show up to practice on time, doesn't show up to meetings on time, can't make a flight on time, all that stuff. He's never on time. The process is over.
What? Nah, he's really. You were like really.
You're really adamant
with
about
the.
it.
Yeah,
he's
bro.
Never on time.
I'm sick of this whole Embiid thing. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. We're not just going to talk about the 76ers. We're also going to talk about the Rookie of the Year race and the two rookies that have stood out the most in Jared McCain and Dalton Connect. So the 15th and 16th overall picks, I believe. Who would have thought those two were the top two in the Rookie of the Year? Probably this guy. But anyways, I'm looking forward to talking about some of this stuff. So why don't we just jump straight into it? As I just mentioned, the Philadelphia 76ers and Joel Embiid just don't seem to be on the same page anymore. Joel Embiid doesn't show up on time for anything and got called out by his 23-year-old teammate who seems to be years of maturity on him. Tyrese Maxey is an absolute dog. He's a leader, and he's already proven to be the best player on the 76ers so far this season. He's injured right now, which has been a big issue with the Sixers in general, as Paul George is now also down for the second time so far this season. Joel Embiid came back from an injury and has looked like absolute garbage when he has played, and you never know on a night-to-night basis whether he's going to be out there or not. So, are the Sixers cooked? And is the process over? Ortiz, I want to hear what you have to say.
I mean, I of course think the process is over. I think the way Philly came into the season with super high hopes and super high expectations about this team could compete with the Celtics for the ECF with the addition of Paul George, then it all starts with Paul George going down, not even in the season.
Whoa, what a surprise.
Yeah. And then, Joel Embiid can't start the season healthy.
Oh, what a surprise.
And then shame Tyrese Maxey gets hurt this season.
After he was hooping and trying to carry.
Yeah, I mean, hooping his ass off. Joel Embiid comes back, finally. Paul George comes back. Finally, the big three. We're here.
Fuck the big three.
Paul George goes down with an injury. Joel Embiid can only shoot free throws. I mean, Joel Embiid's just looked horrible so far this season. Granted, I don't think he's playing healthy. But then again, when is Joel Embiid healthy at this point in his career?
It's part of the problem.
Yep, it's part of the process. That's what it's a part of, and that's why we can't trust it no more.
Well, it's not processing anymore.
Yeah, no, it's no.
I mean, it's over for the process. The process is done. So
We've had real cycles of this process.
Yeah, it's just like
Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons,
like
Obi,
Fultz,
Markelle.
like
Jaleel Okafor.
I don't want to be so negative, but like this is what it calls for. Like they've been in the same boat for years. They haven't been, they've put out some good teams in the regular season, but we haven't taken the Sixers as a serious threat in years just because they can't be trusted. And then, I mean, this is the worst it's ever been. They're the worst team in the NBA. Like, this is the worst start they've ever gotten off to.
And it's only getting worse. That's the thing. It's not like, okay, everyone was hurt and now everyone's coming back. It's everyone was healthy, got hurt again, and you're still 2-12.
Yep.
And it speaks volumes when, like you said, it speaks volumes when the 23-year-old has to call out the vet and, like, shout out to Tyrese Maxey for
having the balls to do some shit like that.
Yeah, for calling out, a guy who's a former league MVP. So it's troublesome in Philly. Like, I don't I don't know how you look at, like, I'm sure they'll get into the playoffs given how the Eastern Conference is. I do believe that.
I think they eventually have to turn it
Yeah,
around.
at least the play-in. Like, I think they
Yeah.
could at least
If
climb
they
their way
miss
into
the playoffs,
play-in.
my goodness.
Yeah, but like, I mean, are we we're not taking this
We
team
can't.
seriously? Like,
No, you can't anymore.
like
Not at this point.
And also just how much time are they going to actually spend on the court together? We've seen that matters. Like, that clearly matters. You
And-
need to have some sort of chemistry on the court.
and there's not even chemistry in the locker room. Clearly, I mean, I'm not sure if there's chemistry.
So
in the locker
Maxey and
room.
Embiid
So if
are
that-
best friends.
Yeah, I'm sure that they probably squashed it by now, but just the energy you see from the rest of the roster when they're on the court together, it just doesn't seem to work. They don't play well together, it seems.
I thought they were going to be so good.
No,
I was convinced they
it's
were.
a team coming into the season. I was like, oh, they have star power. Oh, they added some depth.
Yep.
They
I
have the
mean-
pieces to make a playoff
The
run.
teams at the top of the East have not shown up.
PG has also like just not looked good when he was on the
No.
court. Like,
Neither is Joel.
yeah, he's look PG like Joel's his own story. Like, but like even PG, he just it looks like all of PG's like flaws are
Maximized.
extra sticking out with this team. Yeah, they're maximized with this team, especially when, like you said, Embiid's playing the way he's playing, because that's kind of why you brought Paul George in to help carry some slack, and he hasn't really helped carry the slack. Obviously, Tyrese Maxey was doing what he could, but I mean, it wasn't leading to wins
Yep.
anyway, and then he got hurt, so it's rough.
I mean, we were big proponents of Paul George potentially being like the missing piece for this team. Like we talked about it, and I said that Jimmy Butler was another guy that they could have potentially targeted, who has also looked washed this season and has not looked like himself for the most part. So I think going back, if we're going to talk about the process in general, the biggest mistake they made was letting Jimmy Butler walk. Like,
Oh, of
now
course,
looking back at it, that was the biggest mistake, because it seemed as though, and I think we all know this, Jimmy Butler's personality lends to, if you don't work your ass off, he's going to get on you. Like,
Michael
he's
Jordan's
going to
son,
get
yeah,
on
of
you
course.
about it. So, and I think Jimmy was potentially the best thing that could have happened to Embiid consistently over time. So, you know, obviously that didn't work out. Jimmy goes to another team and they run him out too. So it's weird, man. It's real weird. The process has really failed after, like, everyone thought this was going to be the next great dynasty, honestly. Like, I think a lot of people were sold on the fact that this team was going to be, like, unreal in due time. And here we are. Joel Embiid, same problems that have persisted throughout the entirety of his career, rear its ugly head again, and to the worst extent now, to where even the defenders of Embiid have turned against him. Like, Trincali's been the biggest Embiid guy for the longest time, just in our friend group, for an example, and he won't even defend him now. He's in the chat saying, "Yeah, forget about the whole Embiid thing. I can't even defend the guy." But you're damn right you can't. You're damn right you can't. So, yeah, I mean, shut it down, bro. It's over.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Imagine just a fan of the Philadelphia 76ers. It's just a horrible time, because I'm not sure if you guys are aware with the whole controversy with their new arena that they're trying to open up, but there's all the fans don't want it. And
Yeah,
it's
I
just
saw
a
that.
really dark time to be a 76er fan, man. It's
Yeah,
bad time to be in Philly.
They're cursed.
yeah, they've had it rough, man, and it's just, I don't know, when after all these years, like, of trying to make this work and the process, it's like sometimes it's just time to move on.
And
Like,
this is how they're going to go out.
I
They're going to
feel
go
like-
out sad.
I feel like that's how it goes in the NBA sometimes. Like, some teams get it done, some players get it done. There are many players and teams who don't get it done, and you know, it's looking like Joel Embiid's going to be one of those players who doesn't. Like, and that's
You have two
he's
players
still an
on
all-time great. Like, you
you.
know
Oh,
what
for
I mean?
sure.
Like,
For sure.
he did some historical stuff. Like, there's also a short list of NBA players who've won an MVP award. You know what I mean? So
An average like 30.
yeah, and I'm not saying his
yeah.
career is done, but I just feel like his contract is hard to trade. Like, no matter who he is, it's just always hard to trade a guy when their value may be at their lowest. So like I don't know if this is the Embiid we're gonna see all season, but
Sorry, that was just a crazy play. Najee Harris just broke like 5 tackles in the backfield.
That was the greatest possession of
Starts
football
getting
ever,
tackled and then fumbles the football. It was just wild. Oh my goodness. But
actually evaded the entire Browns defense.
yeah, he really did, just to get it punched out. And Russ falls on it.
did he get any yards?
No,
he lost, like,
went
5.
backwards.
Yeah.
Bro, like it was. I thought every time he broke a tackle, I thought it was like, he's gonna break it up now and fucking take it for positive yards.
And another guy just
And
came.
then another guy hit him further back. He broke that one, and just so on and so forth.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
that play was very telling of what the Sixers have been, to be honest. So,
Yeah, I mean, same
perfect
state.
timing.
Same
I mean,
state.
you break a tackle, you start moving forward a little bit just to get pushed 5 steps back. So, yeah, man, it's some stuff. It's some shit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if they miss the playoffs here, even if the vibes just stay this low in their first round exit and they go out not looking competitive in the playoffs, like you got to look into tearing it all down.
Embiid's gone.
Yeah.
I think honestly, I think it's about as signed, sealed, delivered at this point as possible. The only way that changes is if like they completely turn this thing around and make it to like the Eastern Conference Finals.
They got to get to the conference finals.
Like if you don't get to the conference finals, I think the Embiid thing is done. And at this point, you're not trading Maxey. Maxey's your franchise cornerstone from this point forward, who's on a max deal, by the way. So it's a shit show over there. Do we think that Embiid is gone? Like, do you agree that?
I mean, like you guys said, it's tough to move a contract like that the way he's playing right now.
And always injured.
Yeah, it's tough to move for a player like that for any team looking out. So I don't think he's out. I think he's still gonna be there. I think he's just gonna vibe out there for a bit. I don't think he's gone yet.
Embiid's the type of guy who, like, for as great as he is as a player, like even if he's at his best, like your entire scheme kind of has to change for him to thrive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's
And
not
that's
really
how the Sixers
I
have
don't
built
think
their
Embiid's
teams
really a
before.
plug and play
No,
type
he's
of
not
player.
at all.
If you want to get Embiid, you have to build a team around Embiid. You can't just trade for Embiid and okay, good things gonna happen now.
Yeah, it's
Like, unless the Warriors do it, shit, if anyone's going to get him to buy into playing in a team role, it's Steph.
they played on Team USA together for this offseason. So, I mean,
That's probably, like, if I had to pick a favorite destination, I think that'd be cool.
but he's so not what they ask from their centers.
Yeah, but
That's the thing.
I
Like,
feel
know
like
it's
we've been
Joel.
saying for years, like, they need, like, like, we've never seen them have a really good offensive center, like, in the
But I
Steph
don't know.
Curry
I
era.
just don't know if
I don't know
I think
what-
he's too ball dominant to
Yes,
fit
that's
into
what
the
I'm
Warriors
saying. Yeah, but
scheme.
it's not like
Like,
I
you
don't
could
know
run
if this
sets
is
off of him.
same old war like and
it is
like
though.
it is, but like how do I word this? If he went there, I don't know if he will go there, but if he went there, I know he gets shitted on, but I kind of trust Steve Kerr to be able to integrate him and get him to buy in. And I mean, he did on Team USA. I know you're playing with a bunch of stars there,
You
but
have no choice.
yeah, I mean, he didn't look his best on Team USA, but you have Steph. Like, Steph's the guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
the thing. Is Joel going to go? I mean, obviously, Joel is going to go there and expect to be the guy.
I feel
I
like
think
that-
wherever Joel
I feel
goes,
like
he's
he's
going to
just
expect
trying
to
to
be
win,
the guy.
bro.
The way,
I mean, he'll still be like it'll be like 1A, 1B. Like, it'll be like, I mean, not their play styles, but it'll be like Kobe and Shaq. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we've never seen Steph with a dominant big. I don't know. I feel like it could work.
Andrew Bogut was pretty good.
so we've seen Steph with a dominant big.
I like those
It's tough. I mean, I can imagine it, but it's just
That'd be my fit. I mean, where else would he go?
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great question.
I mean, there's no other type of offense
know.
that could kind of plug and play him. There is no plugging and playing.
I mean, maybe the Knicks, but
Just trade
that
for
would
Cat.
require them trading Cat in that.
I mean, Cat's looked Cat's better
Cat's
than
been
Embiid.
phenomenal, by the way.
Cat's better than Embiid.
Cat has been awesome, but the problem with the Knicks right now is the defense in general. But this isn't a Knicks thing, so it's tough. I don't know if the fit with Golden State necessarily works because what you ask of Looney and Trace, they're so amazing at. That's the thing. Like
No, yeah, 100, but it will be an adjustment. Like
it'd be cool to see.
No matter where he goes, so Joel Embiid's gonna have to adjust his game to
Yeah.
some
Unless you're
capacity.
trading for him to be that guy.
Yeah, but like what
I'll-
teams are
A lot of
doing
these
that right
It's a
younger,
great question. I don't know.
because there's not gonna be any of these younger teams. A lot of these younger teams don't want to
OKC
break
ain't
up their
going for him,
core.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like you're trading for Embiid like similar to how I know Embiid's like better probably in a vacuum than Damian Lillard. Like Embiid reached heights Damian Lillard never did, obviously, but well, Dame also went to a conference finals, which Embiid never did.
Embiid is
but,
not done. Yeah.
the Bucks traded for Dame like to be 1B. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like he was 1A for all that time. He got older. It didn't work out where he was at. They traded for him to be 1B. So I feel like Embiid, you could kind of
Pacers.
see. I saw on Twitter that that's like the betting favorite if he gets traded in one of those like crazy sports books.
I mean, he and Pascal are also very close, so that makes some sense too. But
I don't know.
Ah.
I don't know where he'll go, bro.
oh god, yeah, the process is over.
Yeah.
It's done processing
It's
now.
processed. It's done.
It is done processing now.
The process is the second round. If you're happy with that process, then stay with Embiid
Yeah, it's a great point.
at this point.
But you know what isn't done processing? Look, we got two young guys in the NBA right now, the 15th and 16th overall picks, as I mentioned before, in Jared McCain and Dalton Knecht. And Jared McCain is on the Philadelphia 76ers, but he's been one of the few reliable pieces on the Philadelphia 76ers. And Dalton Knecht has revitalized an older roster in the Los Angeles Lakers and looked absolutely phenomenal for a team that needed the shooting desperately. And the NBA allowed Dalton Knecht to be on a J.J. Redick coach squad.
Yeah.
So the Lakers are off to a hot start. I think 10-4 now after last night's victory. So they look phenomenal. They are rolling. Anthony Davis is playing the best basketball of his career. LeBron James has the second lowest usage rate of his career, I believe. So, and yet leading or close to the league lead in assists. So it's wild. He's an ageless wonder. He's playing ridiculous basketball. Anthony Davis is in MVP talks. And the rest of the roster, for the most part, has looked pretty damn good.
Playing their role. Like,
So
doing exactly what they need to do on the court.
So this isn't a Lakers conversation. This is no longer a Philadelphia 76ers conversation. This is just a Jared McCain and Dalton Knecht conversation. And I'm not going to ask necessarily who is your rookie of the year to this point, but who have you been most impressed with to this point? And yeah, so Chris, go ahead and shoot. Who we got?
I think Jared McCain's like just done more. Like Dalton Knecht hasn't really gotten going till his last 5 games. I mean, this guy Jared McCain is like scoring 20 points a game. He's on the season averaging nearly 16 points. But I mean, he's shooting 40% from 3. Like he's efficient as hell. He's moving without the ball. Like his
Like
movement.
Steph.
Yeah, his movement shooting's just so good. He's so polished as a off-ball mover, and he just plays with confidence, man. Like he. Similar to Dalton Knecht, like those guys just go out there and like, it's like a J.R. Smith mentality. Like I don't care if if I miss some shots, I miss some shots, but I'll probably make them more times than I miss them.
Yeah.
Like they're very confident, the both of them. So Jared McCain, he's a guy who I thought his size may hinder him, but I mean, when you're getting your shots off like that, like you're going to be an NBA player. He's never going to be some like all-world defender, but he tries his ass off.
And that's not what they got him for. They knew that draft.
Yeah, I
They
mean,
knew he wasn't going
He's
to
a
be
bucket
an all-world
getter.
defender.
yeah, he's a
That's what Jared
sharpshooter.
McCain was a dude too. So
And Dalton Knecht, man, like
what do you have in the third quarter a couple nights ago? 21?
Yeah,
Bruh.
he scored 37 in the game. He was like 9 for 12 or 10 for 12 from 3.
Jeez.
He
Worked his way in the starting lineup.
I mean, he was the best shooter in the class. He was the best player in the country last year in college basketball. I said it time and time again. I don't understand how he fell to pick 17. He was really my number one player on my big board. Like
You were actually calling for him to be selected.
yeah, I was about to say, I
consistently.
think I definitely said on the podcast, like, I thought the Hawks should have drafted him.
Yeah.
I think Risha Shea is a good player. Like, he's cool. He has a lot of upside and potential. You know, like, obviously he's younger, so, like, there's more untapped stuff there. But, I mean, Don't Connect would have looked nasty next to Trae Young.
Yes.
Like, that would have been sick. He's a 3-level scorer. He has size. He's not, again, never going to be a great defender, but tries his ass off, has size. And when you play with a guy like play for a guy like JJ Redick, who understands how to move without the ball and all that stuff and just be a sharpshooter in the NBA, like, we knew it was going to pay dividends for him. And you're playing with LeBron James. I mean, I'm not going to make any crazy hot take here, but Dalton Connect is one of the better overall pure shooters LeBron's played with in his career.
That's not even a hot take.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron James, like, a lot of guys, forget how to shoot when they play with LeBron. Like, so, like, he's one of the better pure shooters LeBron's played with. So it was just a match made in heaven.
And it's also like certain guys have the mentality to play next to LeBron and, like, have that dog in them. We quite literally watched Dalton Connect dominate in March. I think we all know that man has that dog in him. So
he's always ready for the big game.
yes, he's built for the moment. That's the thing. And it's tough when you're playing in Los Angeles, and it's tough when you're playing with LeBron, but
honestly,
Connect's built for it.
But what better moment is there for that then? If you're a player who plays better in the brighter lights, what better place is there for you than LA?
Yeah.
What better teammate is there for you than LeBron James, and Anthony Davis? I mean, him playing next to, obviously, the two of them, a lot of attention and gravity on them. But like you touched on, Chris, his ability just to get open off the ball and bounce off fucking pin screens and everything, just his ability to get open has just been revitalizing to the Lakers' offense.
Yeah, I mean, he honestly does give me, like, JJ Redick vibes. And JJ's basically running him through the situations that JJ would run through. So
welcome to the JJ crash course.
Yes.
This is what I do. This is what you do.
yeah, and Connect's even more athletic than him. That's the craziest part too. Like,
and he has like 5 inches on him probably. Like, I feel like Connect's on the good.
nah, they're the same size.
No, they're not.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Don't
JJ's
Connect's
6'5".
like Don't Connect's like
I don't
like
think
6'6", 6'7".
Yeah,
No,
Yeah, and JJ's 6'5".
JJ's like barely 6'4". Like, I think he's listed at 6'4", but like JJ's 6'3". JJ's not no 6'5".
Yeah, bro.
I don't know. JJ was
Redick's
listed at
6'5".
6'5" for much of his career. I
No
thought,
way.
But
No way, Jose. No.
I looked it up. He's listed as 6'4". This also says he's 6'3".
Yeah.
Nothing here saying 6'5".
okay.
Yeah, I feel like he's
And
on
Connect's
like.
listed at what, 6'?
I think he's like 6'6". Yeah.
6'6".
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So yeah, he's got.
I feel like, I don't know, just from,
JJ was small. Yeah.
from the TV,
frame-wise-
JJ's the guy who
frame-wise.
looks smaller on the TV, and Connect's the guy who looks bigger than he
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
is.
for
Like,
sure, for sure.
He's
Connect's
big,
also
he's long. Like,
built, like,
yeah,
built. He's got an NBA body.
no, yeah, he's just, bro, he's a player, man. Like,
Yeah.
some guys, you watch them play, and you're just like, that guy, like, that is a basketball player. If I was playing high-level basketball, I would really enjoy if he was on my team. I would really enjoy, like, I would enjoy it more than I don't enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, majority of the time, way more times than not, like, that guy delivers in the big moments. Like, he doesn't make mistakes. He's seasoned. Like, he has big game experience. Yeah, he's a stud, man. Makes me happy.
On the other side of things, Jared McCain, is he the future backcourt member with Tyrese? Like, it's a weird fit with them two as, like, the backcourt together, but
Yeah, I mean,
he's like a 6-man.
I was
type
about to
for
say
me.
maybe he's the sixth man, especially playing with Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
They're two.
they lack size. You know what
Yes.
I mean? Like, in today's NBA, it's tough when you don't have size in the backcourt.
Especially
Especially
when
in
at
the-
least one guard is going to be 6'7",
Yeah.
You're going to have one taller
In the
guard.
East,
And you need
like,
one that's like a borderline elite
Yeah,
defender.
I was about to
most
say,
cases.
especially in the East when like the Celtics are the top
Yeah.
dogs, like they have big physical guards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Drew Holiday is their smallest player.
Yeah, but Jared McCain could hoop, man.
And hoop,
No,
and he is a game changer for them
To
as
go
a future
back-
piece too. So
Go back on your original question. Who has impressed me more? I mean, I think Jared McCain has.
Yeah.
Like you said, I mean, he's done a lot more with less.
Yeah.
And as we just shit talked the 76ers for about 20 minutes, we didn't mention his name because he's the only bright spot that this organization has had so
Yup.
far this season, except for Maxey, who's been on and off the court. So
yeah, I mean,
it's hard to say the future is bright when the process is processed, but
so
you got a hooper.
to the question that I asked, I'll say this: I think the most impressive has been Connect, given the situation he was thrown into here with Los Angeles. And no, there wasn't necessarily massive expectations on him, but given you're thrown into an organization like the Lakers that has all the spotlight and on a team with LeBron James, and in a way you were kind of looked at to be a bit of a rotation player for this team. And not only has he come in and become a rotation player, he sees the starting job, I'm pretty sure. So, like, at this point, it's impressive as hell to be in the situation that you are in with some semblance of pressure, as opposed to Jared McCain, who, look, right now, you could freely hoop on a team that, like, is ass, like, is absolute ass. People are in and out of the lineup. You get to freely hoop out there, and he's been balling. Do I think he could do this for a winning team? Absolutely, but given the expectation, given the situation, I'm more impressed, quite frankly, with Dalton Connect. So,
Yeah. No, that's a fair
Yeah.
point. I just feel like Tyrese Maxey's given us more big games so far, like just because Dalton's getting more and more minutes as time goes on. They had no choice but to give Jared McCain minutes.
yeah.
And I also, like I said, I thought Dalton Connect was the most NBA ready player in the class.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that of Jared McCain. I thought pretty highly of Jared McCain. I'm not like a Jared McCain truther or anything like that. He's a cool player, but I thought,
Yuki, man.
that's why I can't be that high on him. But like, I thought he'd take some time. I didn't think he'd be this good and polished right away and
Because usually you don't
know how to win with the not win like in terms of games, but like win his matchup with the lack of size.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it shows with just both these guys that we mentioned. Just their IQ is just on a higher level. Just the way, I mean, we've been saying this all day for the both of them. If you're able to get open, if you're able to get your shots up at an open clip, you belong in the NBA.
I think, and it's more impressive, honestly, like, because there are so many guys that are so capable at creating their own shot off the dribble in the NBA. It's so much more impressive to me when you're highly capable of getting your shot off the ball. Like, well, that makes
It's
no
an
sense,
it's an
but
art.
It is an art of getting an open
It's a
look off the
skill.
ball.
It's skill in the game. Like something that guys who excel in that and are great in that. They practice that and
Yes.
they master that. You look at JJ Redick. I mean, he's a madman and could talk to you for hours about
The art of all.
how he came off screens, how he manipulated his way around the court to get himself open shots, even though he was the one guy on the court who they were trying to stop
Yeah.
from getting those
Don't
types
let
of
JJ
shots.
get open.
He is
Yeah.
a savant.
Yeah,
He really is.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
They
It's
found
an
a
art
real
of the
good
game.
one. So, Nick Chubb, baby. Nick Chubb.
Yeah, it's always cool. That's
That's it.
cool.
Do you want to jump into
Yeah, I have a draft for us. I didn't tell you guys what the draft is. We haven't done a draft on the full pod in a while. It's been a long while. So, what better time than with Ortiz? We always try to do some fun stuff when we
do,
have our
yeah.
friend Ortiz.
Yeah.
Ortiz,
What is the score? The
6-3.
Yeah,
6-3.
okay, cool. Let's go, Browns.
All right. So we are going to be drafting the best defensive NBA lineups. So we're drafting a 5-man team. We're trying to build the best defensive team we can.
Okay. All right.
Normally I give myself the first pick when I do the hook, but Ortiz, you could have the first pick.
Oh shit. And it's current.
Current players. Yeah.
Just defensive.
Just you kind of like
Are we
want.
trying to like score a little bit here, or
I feel like no. It's
Well,
Okay.
if we're trying to build the best defensive team, I think the
only
object,
defense should matter.
Okay.
Matter.
All right,
You know what I'm
that's fine.
saying?
Yeah, that works. That works. 100%.
It's not like a defenders draft. We're drafting the best defensive team we can.
So I have the first pick. I feel like this guy is going for the first pick in a lot of drafts recently, and I'll take the guy who was the #1 defense by himself last season when he played, and I'll take Victor. Anchor down the middle.
Okay, go ahead, Chris. Give it to you. Go that way.
I might be reaching here. I think there's more depth at big man when we're talking about defense. I'm going to take the guy who's been the best point of attack defender in the NBA this year. Give me Dyson Daniels.
Dyson's been
Dyson's averaging like 4 steals this year.
Yeah, Dyson's been unbelievable this season so far. I don't blame you for that pick, but I'm going to go with a guy who, honestly, on that side of the ball, he's ageless. He's timeless. It does not matter how old he gets. The Golden State Warriors are as good as they are because of Draymond Green. Draymond Green's my first pick. And since I have a back-to-back, you said point of attack defenders are hard to come across. And I completely agree, which is why I'm going to go with the guy who is second, I think, in the NBA at the current moment in steals, and it is Alex Caruso. So, Draymond and Alex Caruso is crazy. Love that.
I'm actually not going to do it. I'm going to go out and take a guy who you could argue he's the best rim protector in the league, and you could argue he's just overall the best defender in the league. I'm going to go with Anthony Davis.
He was very much in consideration for me. It's a good pick.
I was low-key between AD and Rudy.
Well, we know he ain't taking him, so he's probably coming back to you if you
I was ready for, well, no, not with AD. Not with AD.
You said let's get defensive, right? So, okay, that's all I'm worried about then. So I'm going to take Rudy because he's not going to.
What do I want for our next player here? Second round. Your team is you took Draymond and
Caruso.
You have Dyson Daniels and Anthony Davis.
It's two really good defensive teams to start with. And you got Wemby, so you kind of go in a number of different ways.
We're gonna
I feel like there's a pick that if he doesn't take him, I know you're taking him. So.
My next pick, I'm gonna go with I think I'm gonna go with Herb Jones here.
Nice.
Good one.
Calm.
It's a great pick.
You back-to-backs.
Yeah.
My pick after, I'm going to, I guess, take my entire front court. I'm gonna go with Jonathan Isaac.
It's a great. I did not even think of him.
I like that.
Steelers are selling. You'll love to see it.
Nice.
You.
Oh, it's me.
It is you.
With my next pick,
oh boy.
Oh man. I'm
between 3 guys. 3 or 4.
I'm gonna snag Drew Holiday to play with Dyson Daniels. I know he's a little bit older, but NBA players always be talking about how he's the toughest defender in the NBA. He's one of the smarter defenders in the NBA, so I'm gonna go with Drew.
Yeah, I don't blame you for that one either. I mean, he didn't get drafted, so I'm gonna go with Rudy Gobert. I mean, Rudy and Draymond in the front court together is pretty ridiculous. So, I'm gonna go with him, and I'm gonna take his teammate. Actually, I'm gonna end up taking Jaden McDaniels, and that is going to be my Timberwolves duo on defense. So,
okay, it's back on me. I have a guy in mind, but I'm just trying to think of if there's anyone better that I'm like forgetting about. I feel like we'd be forgetting people in this draft. In these drafts. I'm gonna take a big meaty wing. Give me OG.
OG's a good pick too. I could have taken one. I had a shot to take my Nick, but it's all right. Happens.
It's on me for my back-to-back, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I just need to fill out my front court.
This is the
Not
end
my
of the
bad.
draft, right? Or these are your last two
These are
picks?
my last
Yeah.
2 picks. Fuck. Guards.
There's one that's still very apparent that it's still on the board. Chris took his teammate.
Forgot what Chris took.
I took Drew Holiday, Dyson Daniels, Anthony Davis, and OG.
There's a bald guy missing that hasn't been
damn
selected
right.
yet, huh? I'm gonna take Derek White.
There it is.
Fire.
That hurts because that's who I was going to draft. But
You fool.
gotta help a brother out. All you again.
Took Caruso. You have Drew.
Man, this is rough.
I'm gonna run a big lineup, and I'm gonna fuck around. Is it okay if I put DeJounte at my 1, or is that
Yeah, I mean he is a point guard,
okay,
basically.
cool? Because I know he's a
He
kind of
does
a hybrid
both. He's a
guard,
combo
so
guard. Yeah,
I didn't want to.
DeJounte one.
I'll put DeJounte at my 1.
he ain't the same anymore, but it's
No,
not a bad pick. It's not a bad pick.
So if he's the worst defender on my team, I think we're in a good hands.
Yeah,
It's on me.
yeah.
I'm in my draft with my 4. I'm gonna get some more weak side rim more weak side rim protection, and a guy who could also switch out. I can't believe he went this late. I can't believe I'm getting him with my last pick. But give me Bam.
Yep. So it was between him and Rudy for me, but I went with Rudy. This one's tough. This is the end of the draft. Overall, actually. So, man, I'm between a couple people here, and really don't know who I want to go with. You know what? I do. I need a long, meaty wing, as you said before, and I'm gonna take a guy on the Phoenix Suns, a rookie who's already wrecking havoc defensively. I'm gonna go with Ryan Dunn.
I like that. I like that.
There it is.
It's calm.
That wraps it up. All right. That's
All right.
everything for us, guys. So thank you
Solid
guys.
Defensive squads.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know in the
wait,
comments
let's drop our full teams.
Yeah.
Let's
So
do that.
at my 1, I have.
I'm gonna be
I
honest.
guess-
I forgot most of my
No,
team
I
too.
know my team. I just don't know. I guess Drew Holiday's technically my 1.
Yes.
Drew Holiday's my 1. Dyson's my 2. OG's my 3. Bam's my 4, and AD's my 5. That's nasty.
Yep. Okay. Who you got, Ortiz?
My point guard is DeJounte Murray. I got Derek White at my 2, Herb at my 3, John Isaac at my 4, and Victor at my 5.
Okay. Damn.
Having Victor just makes your team sound.
It really
so
does.
scary.
Victor's also so cool.
Like I
He's
said,
a
he's
cheat
a
code.
defense unto
Yeah, he's a
himself.
cheat code.
He's the best. All right. So for me, my point guard is Alex Caruso. Maybe that's cheating a little bit. My shooting guard is Jaden McDaniels. My small forward is Ryan Dunn. My power forward is Draymond Green. And my center is Rudy Gobert. That defense is wrecking havoc.
If I could change my pick, I would change it to James Harden, that one possession against the Spurs where he had 4 steals.
Get like 8 deflection.
But just
Kobe,
that,
that's
James
the greatest defensive player ever.
Yeah, for real.
Check all the metrics.
Yeah. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us on all of our socials. We just hit 2K. Keep subscribing to the YouTube. Keep following on TikTok because we always post great content over there. Stay tuned. 'Cause
Yeah.
there are some changes.
And shorter NBA pod where for now we're probably going to just keep doing these every 2-week check-ins. I kind of like these. Listen, guys, we're in football mode.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm going to be honest, guys. If the energy wasn't on
I think
100
we had
for this
good
one,
energy, but this was just short. But like we're in football mode. We just been so locked in. I don't even
I'm
know
so
how else to
locked
say.
on
Like
football,
the
to be
NBA
honest.
regular season's just boring compared to football right now.
Especially right now.
Yeah,
Speaking of, did we see ratings are like way down for the NBA this year?
yeah.
Like,
I don't care too much about that, bro. It's expensive to watch NBA games. You know what I mean?
It's just,
Like I
don't
get
know
league. I got League Pass right now because I got it for free. But like, if I didn't have League Pass, I'd be watching the games another way,
Yeah.
which wouldn't count for ratings.
Yeah, no, it doesn't count for ratings.
So I think a lot of people are watching games the way that they don't get.
Yeah. 100%. I agree. But I don't know, man. I just haven't been as intrigued by the start of the NBA season this year as I have in years past. So
I don't know. We're
I'll be
busy
locked in
bees,
once
and it's just
that's
like we
also
can't
very
be
true.
watching. Like, could try to watch as much sports as we can every night, but there's gonna be nights where we can't sit and watch the game. So
I'm just
I'd rather
not,
sit and watch the games for football than
I'm not opting for NBA over any football at all. Even if it's the worst game of the week, I don't care. I will watch football. So, all right. Like I said before, I already closed it out. So with that,
Ball game.
ball game.